All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 823. I'm your host, GBD, here on Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who hopefully read a lot more gaming news than I did in the last 2 weeks, Wombat.
I don't know if I read anything. I probably
Audiobook?
saw things. Yeah, audiobook.
Audiobook, your video game news.
I get Game Informer on audiobook.
I get Game
Nice.
Informer in an IV drip
Nice.
at my mall. I have a vitamin B12 drip and Game Informer.
Yeah.
Isn't Game Informer out of business?
No,
They're back.
They're back.
That's the news.
Nice.
People,
there-
they were bought by the people who worked there.
right. I think we reported on this already, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
It was
Yeah,
like
it's in the latest
dropout
issue of
situation.
Game Informer.
Has it come out yet?
I don't know.
Have they
I don't
made
work
more?
there.
Have they informed us on the games?
Have you checked your local newsstand for it?
I have not. I'm sure they will inform me on games as soon as I'm ready to be informed.
So wait, let me just see. If I go to GameInformer.com, do I see like news
I'm
of the day?
sure you'll
I
see
do.
something.
It's a it's a blog, and it says the magazine is back.
Hey!
Okay,
Nice.
and there's an ad for Hulu, so that's probably a good sign that they're making money.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Then, how's everybody doing?
I see from this new view, though, you can see that I have a hole in my ceiling where
we didn't know that was a hole until you
Right.
told us.
Well,
Yeah,
it's an outlet hole that I just need to put the cover back over. But now I feel like I have to finish that project.
Good luck. Are we gonna have to delay the start of the show now? More?
Yeah, I'll just do it in the background while you guys are talking about TV shows. I can just be finishing the outlet in my ceiling.
Right.
That's fair.
For those of us who are watching us in video form, Shipwreck has a new camera angle because I noticed that Shipwreck's head was very small in the frame compared to myself and Wombat, and Shipwreck has the most hair out of all of us, and
That
so
is
it's
true.
just upsetting the balance of skin to screen ratio. So we
Mhm.
needed to do something about it, and we
What
did.
Cheapy is saying is that he does not like my new haircut.
I don't know. I'm not saying that at all. It looks good. It looks good. Like that's a good. Give me that angle again. Give me that angle again. That's a good angle right there.
Okay, I'll just
That's the
stay
money
like
angle.
this. I'll just sit like this the whole time.
It looks really natural. That's your headshot right there with the microphone perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway, so everybody enjoy Shipwreck's larger head now. You can check out the beard. The beard is looking pretty good. You got a beer going also. What are you drinking? People like to know what you're drinking.
I am just drinking I think it's a Mad Tree Psychopathy.
Sure.
That's which one it is.
It sounds like it's poison.
Yes, I nailed it. I see the can is hiding back behind that G.I. Joe vehicle. So
Right. Which vehicle is that? That's pretty big.
I think that's what was that thing called?
Truckosaurus.
Right, like the General or something. I forget what that thing's called. It's very big.
You should know
Very
this.
big. I should know this. I do know this.
Right.
I just was not ready for this pop quiz right at this moment.
Right.
I
It's a
believe
new
it is
angle.
Hot shot.
It's the General, I think.
Right. The new angle was done at the very last second. That's why we started late. So thank you if you hung in there. Thank you for hanging in there. And if you didn't, you just lost out on a lot of great live entertainment for free.
Seriously.
You have to wait the whole 2 hours to watch it
Get
again.
with it.
Anyway, anything exciting going on besides your awesome haircut? Which is, why are you making those faces?
Trying to think if I have anything
Oh.
awesome.
I thought you were having a
Anything
stroke.
Awesome? No, nothing is awesome.
How's Orange Theory going? We haven't talked about Orange Theory in a minute.
It's going well. I'm wearing my Mayhem t-shirt.
We can't
that I
see.
earned.
Stand up.
I know. I'm like,
T out, it says. That's not what it says. All out, it says.
It says all out and game on. Yeah, I
Nice.
guess I could stand up. Here, wait.
Right. Mayhem is another one of those things that's another thing like Hell Week where you pay extra. You basically pay for a t-shirt, but they only give it to you if you show up for these certain number of classes, like a 4 out of 7, I think, or something like that. Am I right about Mayhem, Wombat?
It was 4 out of 7. I was gonna say 4 out of 6, but that doesn't seem like enough.
But isn't that a cool business idea that you
Yeah.
sell somebody a t-shirt, but they can't get it unless they come?
Yeah, exactly. Here's for $15, we'll give you a t-shirt, but
You have to
I
come
know.
to 4 classes out of 7.
But I would say Orange Theory is going well. I'm under my goal weight,
Right.
so it's all that. I'm down.
Is that your fighting weight?
I'm down to my fighting weight,
Great.
my wrestling weight.
That's
yeah,
next.
From 2 years ago last week, because that was when I had to went to the doctor, and the doctor said, if you don't do something, you're going to die. I'm down 93 pounds.
Nice.
I feel like that's a pretty good stick for a doctor, just for everybody that shows up and if you don't do something, you're gonna die.
If you don't do something, you're gonna die.
To be fair, she was super blunt, and she looked me square in the face and said, "Do you see these numbers?" I'm like, "Yeah," because she's like, I did my blood work. She showed me all the numbers. We walked through the chart.
All zeros.
Like, yeah. She's like, your blood at this point is 70% gravy.
Is that she didn't say that?
No, she didn't.
Nice. All right. Well, that's great.
Awesome, though.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. So yeah, I'm down to wait. Let's see. Wait, guess my weight.
I'm not going to guess your weight. I'm not some kind of carnival barker.
Yes, you are.
168.
160. What do you think, Chip?
That's too high, probably.
I was going to go. I don't know. I was thinking
How tall are you? Like 5'3"?
5'5".
Oh, that's close. Sorry.
It's close.
I'm going to go
I was kidding.
It's not that crazy.
160.
Okay. Are those your final answers?
No, I want to do 159.
150 fine. Well, that by default, Cheapy wins.
155. It's probably it.
Yeah, no, 146.
Shit.
Wow.
Nice.
That you are in featherweight.
After the gym, I weigh 144.
Wow. That is light. That's pretty light.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to go too much lighter than this, right? Like that seems like
I have no intention on going any lighter than I am now. It doesn't mean
you're just going to blow away.
Won't happen, but yeah, no.
Now you lift heavy. Now that's what happens.
Yeah, that's what the coach said too. It's like you should be lifting heavier.
When did they say that?
When he asked how much more do you want to lose, and I said I think I've lost all I can, and he goes, yeah, I was thinking the same thing, and he was
nice.
like, you should be lifting heavier.
Nice.
So yeah, no, it's a conversation, but I got guns now, so.
In the closet?
Huh? Guns in my closet, nice.
That's great. That's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there.
That's good. Great update.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
I don't have any update. I still
go.
Be
able to see how thin my head looks. This isn't a 160
that we can
face.
see. We can definitely see how. Well, we usually don't think of men weighing under 150 pounds.
Under really. 150 pounds.
Yeah,
I know, it's weird for me too.
Right, like your son probably weighs more than you now, right?
No, he's 120.
Oh,
yeah.
I was around.
He's taller than me though. So
that one, like I was around 140 pounds in like high school.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, and I was 5'11" or so, but
right.
You were running track.
I was nonstop moving at all times.
Yes, but my son was running track and he lost a lot of weight.
Yep.
By the way, the coach at Orange Theory told me the same thing you told me, Ship, about running with the eggshells in your hands.
Yep. Loosen up.
Yep. Like, yeah. I think she says those things when she looks at me and sees my body like all like super tense when I'm running. She's like really giving me instruction. That's what I think. Anyway, should we do some show feedback?
Yeah, let's do some show feedback. Lancer X916, and I guess this goes into Gaming Sheepish's comment as well. They're a couple. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how Wombat, who I believe went to collage and studied film, got a job with an entertainment agent, knows a ton about movies, TV shows, and comics, but then ignores cutscenes in video games. He clearly likes stories since he watches and reads different media, but ignores the stories in video games. What makes a story being told in a video game different from those in other media? Some of the best stories I've encountered have been from video games. And then Gaming Sheepish says he believes they are inferior and not worth his time. He is, of course, incorrect and only doing himself an injustice.
That's a bot made by the game industry, I feel.
Seriously.
The second guy.
Jesus. You guys need to lighten up. That's all I had to say about those guys.
Well, what do you say to
you
these
watch
things?
all movies and fast forward as well?
Okay, it's not that I don't watch any cutscenes. I will skip a cutscene if it starts to go on for too long, because if the game is good, I want to play the game. And that is the primary thing of that medium, is playing the game. Watching a movie is you're sitting down to watch a movie. I know what I'm doing in that situation. That's going to be an hour and a half to 3 hours, I guess, of me sitting there watching. Playing a game is going to be an hour and a half to 3 hours of hopefully me playing, not watching. And there are great stories in video games, but the best stories in video games are told by playing them, not by watching them. And that might be what those two guys don't understand, is that video games as a storytelling medium are best when experienced, not when watched. It's not an outside medium. It's an inside medium. And when your game story can only be told via cutscenes, then that game doesn't have a good story by definition.
So you are against video game cutscenes, lengthy video game cutscenes, just as a general...
Because it's lazy game making. It's a shortcut to telling your story without telling your story via gameplay. And if you can't tell your story via gameplay, I don't think it's a story worth telling in a video game. That's what I think. I'm not saying there are no exceptions to the rule, because there's always an exception. There's always going to be something like, what about this? And I'll be like, sure, that was fine. But I think the best games and the best stories in games are told through the game itself, like a Portal. I think Portal has the best story in all of video games of all time. Portal 1 and Portal 2 tell the best story.
Sure.
And that's all done through play.
Well, it's all based upon one mechanic, though, right? Like your whole story is just based around a video game mechanic, and I think that's what you like. Like you like BioShock, right?
Yeah,
that's another same thing where all of the storytelling is built around the game mechanics that you're doing.
Yeah, it's built around the game.
You like the immersive, built in. The story is telling you why it's a video game.
Exactly. Even Skyrim and Oblivion do that as well. You know, it's mostly play. It's mostly play. There's no there's a cutscene at the very beginning of
dude, you stand there and you hit A bunch when you're talking to people. Come on. Like that, is that not counting as a cutscene when you're doing that? That's active gameplay.
That's A. That's A. Now let me get back to the cave. And then it's like, okay, I know why I'm in the cave. And then you do it. I'm saying
I feel like
better than a
action movies. You like action movies, and a lot of that is a similar type of thing of where the story isn't told during the action. It's told in the we're gonna walk through a hallway here and talk for a few minutes to tell you why we're gonna go do the action.
That's not necessarily true either. I would say the best action movies tell the story through the action, like a John Wick or the Matrix.
There's no story to John Wick.
Sure there is. They killed his dog. He's out for revenge. Or The Matrix, or, you know, something else with Keanu Reeves in it. Terminator 2.
I don't think you need to compare the video games and movies either, really, because they're two separate...
No, it's not a comparison.
Right.
It's two very different styles of medium. But I'm just saying that the best video game stories are told through the game.
Is a book, in your mind, is that an inside media or an outside media?
That's a good question. I'd have to think about that.
Max Payne, I feel like.
I want to say that's an inside media because you're immersing yourself in the story. I don't know. I have to think about that. I also should probably read more. But, you know, that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other conversation.
I have to remember what it feels like to read a book.
I don't even know what reading a book is like.
I'm reading the book about Facebook. From the whistleblower book. I'm almost done.
Okay.
I'm at the very end of it.
That sounds depressing.
Careless people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is depressing, actually. Yeah, it is.
It sounds depressing. I wouldn't want to read that.
It turns out that movie depiction of Zuckerberg seems to be pretty accurate, I guess. Or kind.
Yeah.
Anyway,
mm-hmm.
it's good. It's okay, actually. It's not the greatest book.